I think when you go to bodybuilding competitions, I think the one body part that's always the most neglected and underdeveloped on bodybuilders are hamstrings. Now I've seen how many times you've seen guys have great quads, backs, all this stuff. But you look at their hamstrings and they're just not there, I mean, when you turn to the side and do a side chest, you want that hamstring to be nice and full and hang down, just like the quad. It's got that nice sweep. You turn around, you hit those hamstrings and glutes, and they just pop out and they're ripped and shredded, and striated. That makes it real hard on everybody else. You got to put just as much effort into those hamstrings as you do in the quads. You got to fight, honey! I have always trained quads and hamstrings on the same day. Very early on, I tried splitting it up, doing quads one day and hamstrings a different day. It just didn't work for me. So I get way more out of it when I do both quads and hams on the same day. Plus, it just gets that much more blood into your legs. At the end of the day, that's the name of the game. How much blood can you force into the muscle, which forces it to grow? If you don't get blood to the muscle, it doesn't grow. So, sometimes I start with hamstrings. Most of the time, I do hamstrings after quads. And what we did today, same basic equipment that's been in here since day one. We do a couple different variations of the lying leg curl. I think we start with the Cybex lying leg curl, which is, that machine is really heavy. The stack is pretty heavy on that machine. Many as I can do. Drop it down, many as I can do. Drop it again, many as I can do after I warmed up. And then go into a different variation of the lying leg curl and basically do the same thing all over again. Turn to the side and do a side chest. You want that hamstring to be nice and full and hang down, just like the quad. It's got that nice sweep, from the side. And when you see that on a leg, it's very impressive. You see some of these guys that don't have that, it's just straight. Then it's pretty, make sure you don't get that 3D effect. It's very shallow looking. So I knew that from a very early age. That's something I wanted, that full. When you look at the quad from the side, I want it to be just as full in the back as it is in the front. And then when you turn to the rear, that's where contests are won, from the rear. When you turn to the rear and you hit that hamstring, your hamstrings and glutes, man, if your hamstrings look like steel cables, and when I was in my best condition, I used to get cross-striations on my hamstrings, and just like I did on my glutes. Got to do your lying leg curls, seated leg curls, one-legged leg curls, stiff leg deadlifts, all these things, it all contributes to building those nice full hamstrings. And even doing parking lot lunges gets a lot of your inner thigh. I did those for most of my career out here in the parking lot. Come rain, snow, sleet or hail, man, we'd be out here doing them. And it's really, it really gives you that depth in your legs when you, don't short any body part. You put just as much effort in every body part to equally build your physique out and be balanced. having that strong hamstrings is, you know, when you're doing squats, leg press, you know, you're still getting some hamstring involved in there, you know, especially if you're doing squats or walking lunges or something. So it's going to definitely help you stabilize the movement and, you know, and make you stronger and better, you know. So just like if your hamstrings are weak, you know, a good chance you're going to have hurt your lower back. You know, lower back, abs, and hamstrings all, you know, play in conjunction with each other. And so, you know, you don't neglect any body part. And if you have a weakness, and you know, you need to put more emphasis on that weakness, whether it's hamstrings or whatever it might be, to strengthen it up so it's not a weakness anymore. And not only will you look better, but you'll be stronger and more balanced overall, especially, and it'll help you training when you're doing other body parts. Seated leg curls, you know, the way I do those is I don't touch the pad. I keep my arms across my chest, and then I come down and squeeze. And your bicep, your leg bicep is just like your arm bicep, you know. So the way I explain how I do seated leg curls is like doing a concentration curl for your bicep. You just come up and you squeeze, down slow, up and squeeze. And just get as much blood in there and make it feel the burn, make it cramp, get that deep down burn, and feel every head and every part of your hamstring. You know, by doing like that, I feel it much more than when I just go super heavy and go balls to the wall, although there's a time and place for that too. But the way I did it today is how I prefer, you know, doing lying leg curls, or seated leg curls, excuse me. And I get a great pump, a great burn. I can feel my entire, you know, hamstring contract, and I feel I get a lot out of it. Then I finished the day off with calves. For a number of years, I didn't train calves, didn't need to. Because, you know, bodybuilding is about the total package. It's not about having great body parts. You know, to be a champion bodybuilder, you gotta have a great physique. So you might have the best, you know, best back in the world, best legs in the world, but if your other parts don't match, at the end of the day, you're probably not gonna win. You're gonna be beaten by somebody who has a better physique that just flows. So, you know, my calves were always my best body part when I was younger. So I stopped training them to bring up everything else. And, you know, there's a period of time I didn't train calves, but now that I'm retired, I like to train. So working some calf work back into the mix, and just because I like doing it. So you look at physiques that train hard, you look at the ones that don't, there's no comparison. You can read all the damn books you want to read and do all the studies you want to read, but there ain't no substitute for this right here, heart. And not letting nobody, and I mean nobody, outlift you in the gym. If you want to win on stage, you win in the gym. I don't care how gifted someone is, how much better they may be than you physically. If you beat them in here, and you beat them every fucking day in here, you will beat them on stage. I'm living proof of it. This is the one day you test yourself, see what you're really made of, and you find out on leg day how bad you really want to win. Sometimes people find out they don't want to win quite as bad as they thought they did. So, because it really, it's a gut check, you know, getting sick, getting nosebleeds, you know, cramping up, falling down, getting knocked on your ass, that's all part of leg day, man. So it's those people that keep getting up and keep moving forward and pushing through it and trying to not just push through it, but do better than they did the last time every single time. That's the people. They're the champions.